It's your boy Colton Havens. We're going to talk about the 3 ways to improve your lead gen strategies. Okay, we're going to go in depth on a lot of them. We won't be able to cover everything today, but we're going to come. But tomorrow, I'm going to make an updated video about this. Okay, so you can start making leads and sales as soon as possible, because that's what you want. To make sure you comment sales down there in the comments down below. Okay, on this channel, we talk about how to grow and scale our business online using organic video. Okay, so don't be surprised if I talk about that. I'm going to give you guys a gift here at the end of this video or somewhere in between, wherever it feels right, after we make it through this. Okay, so first things first. Okay, one of the things that really actually generates leads that I don't hear very many people talk about, or for some reason we overlook, and that is telling better stories. Okay, I have to tell you a story, by the way. When the reason I started building online courses and learning how to do lead gen, okay, was when I was 22 and I bought into a photography franchise for like 6 grand. And the deal for the gig was I pay for the systems, but I had to hire my own sales reps and have my own sales team. Well, I wanted to make all the extra money that I could make with this business. So I just said, hey, I got people that are going to meet me in Las Vegas. Okay. I got guys that are going to meet me, and business partners like, well, these guys hasn't even sold yet. You don't even know if they can do it. And I was like, it doesn't matter. They're my friends. They're my homies. They're going to be able to do it. Right. And so I drove 10 hours or however long it was to Las Vegas, and I get there late at night, and I'm sitting in one of the casino hotels with the red carpet, cigar smoke, the overpriced ones. You ever been in one of them mother truckers because of the casino? Anyways, I get on the phone and I call my friend who's supposed to be there that night, and I go, hey, dude, how far out are you? And it goes silent. And he says, I'm not coming. And all I could think about in my head is I'm 20 grand into this. I got photographers, I got my hotels, I got my renting for space to shoot, I got my renting space to sell. Um, I'm here for 30 days. I got to make some money, and I got to do it all by myself. So I rolled up my sleeves and I went to work, and I started working at the malls from the time it opened till the time it closed, literally 7 days a week for 30 days in a row. Okay. Now, one of the things is I had one of my best sales months that I've ever had, but the back end, without after I paid for everything and all the expenses were paid and yada 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 yada, and I get my paycheck, I had to split $1,500 with my business partner who wasn't even there. So we got 700 and some odd bucks each. And it's because of that day that I was like, yo, who knows how to drive leads? Who knows how to get sales? Who's talking about this? And I went out and I bought every single course. I literally bought every course imaginable. Anybody that told me they can get leads and sales, I bought it. Any event that says, hey, we're talking about leads and sales, I went to it. And this is over a span of 6 years, up until I developed my agency that I have now, and my coaching company and my one-on-one coaching company and all those things that I developed now over the 6 years of buying courses, going to events, trial and error, and doing it wrong, doing it right. And I'm going to give you the secret so you don't have to go through all of those years. Okay. And the first one is telling better stories. Okay. This is crucial. There's different strategies to find what stories you need to say and how to structure the stories. But the majority of us, when we tell stories, they are boring. Okay. And the way you add into a story so that way they are not boring is to add emotion, feel, touch, hear, the things that you were feeling at that time, right? The story that I just told you is a legit story that happened to why I have developed what is going on today. And there's actually 6 storytelling formulas. I can make an entire other video about telling different stories because there's actually structure to them. But the first structure that is the simplest and easiest, you want to write this down, okay? The simplest and easiest is what it was like, what happened, what it's like now. What it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. That's the outline. Now, when you're telling a story using this outline, you want to make sure you involve emotion with what you're saying. And you do that by talking about what you hear, what you felt like, what you heard, what you're touching. Okay. That's going to be the first one. There's six. There's six that are very, very powerful. Okay. But that's the first and basic. So start telling better stories in your videos, and never tell a story without making a point, and never try to make a point without telling a story. Let me say it again. Never tell a story without making a point, and never try to make a point without telling a story. Super critical, super crucial, critical. Okay. Now, the second one outside of story, okay, is going to be lead magnets. Okay. Just build a PDF lead magnet. There's actually websites out there that have a bunch of PDFs already created that you can download and put your logo on, and just free to make sure that it's saying the things that you want it to say. So that way we don't actually have to go out and build them. Okay. So PDFs are really easy to make into Word document. I think I can do a whole nother video on lead magnets for ebooks. Just type ebooks in the comments down there below if you don't have an ebook or you're curious about them, and I can make an entire video just specifically on ebooks. Okay. Because each of these three things that we're talking about today go in depth, right? And these are skills. Okay. And it's very important to understand these are skills that if you're not doing now, they will take time to develop. Well, maybe you're a natural good speaker, or you're a natural good storyteller, so you can lead with stories. Maybe you're good with tech and you can build a PDF really fast. And so you can just go build a PDF with great knowledge. Now, inside the PDF, give them really good information. Okay. Make sure you give them really good information, things that if all they did was buy the ebook or download the ebook, that it's actually going to solve the problem. Okay. So the question is, this is the main question right here. Okay. This is the main question that we have to ask ourselves. I'm going to get into the 5 value triggers that actually make people want to buy things that nobody seems to be talking about. That's better than, hey, make more money, drive revenue. Okay. It's going to be, these actually cause people to make sales. Okay. But ask yourself this question: what does your product reveal someone? Oh, sorry. So how does your product relieve someone from the inner negative self-talk and the soft but certain pain of their current struggles? And that's the only thing you have to worry about inside your ebook. How does it solve the inner negative self-talk of your perfect customer? Okay. Just type ebooks down there. I'll make an ebook video, okay, specifically for you, all about ebooks. Okay, but here is the one that's going to make the biggest difference today. Now, I'm getting all of this information because I am also going through courses and whatnot to make my sales better, and I'm doing the copywriting playbook. So it's going to be down in the description below. You can download this and get your own training as well. Okay, this eliminates all the confusion, overwhelm, and will have you typing, cash pulling ads and emails almost overnight. Either that, or it's going to just have you talking better about the things, right? It's going to have you talking about things that actually matter. That's not money, which is what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, so there's 5 value triggers that actually make people want to buy. So here is the spectrum. So this is where most of us mess up. I know I'm a victim of it still sometimes in it. I'm like, oh, everybody just wants to talk about making money, right? Get your ROI. Okay. This is very surface based. It's basic needs. Okay. Like food, water, and warmth. So it does work it does work to a point, but it's not going to be the longevity. The 5 secret values and the triggers are, okay. You got self-actualization, esteem, love and needs, safety, and then you have your basic needs. Now, this is what it looks like: intentional against anxiety. Okay, so anxiety. So for us business owners, right? So how can I explain that in either a video or an ad, where it's like, hey, there's nights where I couldn't go to sleep. You ever been into where there's nights where you just couldn't go to sleep? You're wondering where your next sale is going to come from, where your next lead is going to be, and you have to talk to your wife or spouse early in the morning and tell them that, hey, I'm thinking about maybe I'll go pick up a second job. And you talked her into having you go full-time entrepreneur, and now you're at the bottom line and you have to provide for the family and you're not exactly sure how you're going to do it. Well, what you learn inside this training today Because you buy, you're going to get the top 10 things you need in order to drive more leads and sales consistently into your business and actually have control over where they come from. Okay. Okay. So that's anxiety. Okay. Do you guys see how that's different than, hey, go make a ton of freaking money? Try to, and this is where the stories come in too. A story comes in where I was just trying to explain a story of a scenario that I think a lot of us business owners have been in. Even I stay up nights sometimes, like thinking about leads and sales, but that's also why I'm a marketer, because I think I enjoy that. Okay. The second one is fear, pride, or ego. Okay, let's see. I'd like to see some of your guys' examples. But for pride and ego, this is going to be the thing that I think kills a lot of us. But we want to talk to the pride or ego. We want to inflame it. We want to make it look good. We want to make them feel good about it. So, like, imagine you walk home. Imagine you walk into the door. Imagine you come home and you walk into the door and you see your wife in the kitchen and you go up behind her and you give her a hug, big squeeze, and you go, baby, I got a gift for you. Come outside. And she's like, oh, you got me something? I'm like, yeah, I got you something, baby. I know you've been working hard. You've been supporting me and my business, even all the ups and downs that we have, but I got something special for you. And we walk outside. And as we go outside, she turns into the driveway and she puts her hands up to her face and she starts crying as she sees a new Porsche sitting in the driveway. Pink, black leather seats, top of the line, 2021 Porsche. And I was like, baby, look, I got this for you for helping out and always being there to support me in my endeavors and all the ups and downs that we've had together as a family. And I'm able to do that because of what I learned inside the copywriter's playbook. Because you want to be able to give back and provide for your family in these types of ways, make sure you go get the playbook. Okay. And we're literally in the playbook. This is module 7 of this playbook. Okay. So that's fear. The second one is time. This is the one that I use in my story, where it's like, hey, look, I spent all of this time. The story that I just told you about the photography franchise and everything, my friend, that is a story of time, because you either buy my coaching or my courses, so you don't have to go buy all the other courses that don't make you any money. Okay. I have found two besides my own that, well, yeah, two to three outside of what I'm doing here that actually produce sales. And so I promote those ones and actually teach from those ones outside of the things that I've learned on my own. Okay. And this course right here that we're going through is one of those time savers. Okay. So you don't have to guess anymore. You can actually learn from people that are doing it. All right. Okay, so the time one is the same story for me. I'll just tell you the same story about the photographer ones. Okay, keeping up with the Joneses. So this one is, I think you can give yourself a pretty good idea of what this one is. It's like, hey, you know, me and my homies were out playing golf. This is actually true. This is actually what happens to me. So we're out playing golf, me and my buddy Jaden and Caden, and we're out there, and I started getting all these notifications, ding, 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 all these leads coming in on my phone, ding, 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 ding. Now, neither one of these guys are business owners, so they don't really understand what that means. But I was getting like 100 leads a day for free for my TikTok, right? I was telling a good story. One of my videos finally was blowing up and leads were coming in. And I was like, look at this, guys. And they're like, what does that even mean, dude? And I was like, that means money. Okay. So we're out here playing golf, and some of them turned into commissions, you know, the front end commissions, like $2, $5, $10 or whatever. And that was popping up too. And, you know, and if somebody like is like not in the business world, they don't really care. They're like, oh, cool, you made $10. But that turns into thousands later, right? Because of upsells and whatnot. But that's something I'm able to do because I tell good stories. And like for Jaden, I mean, or my buddy Caden, they both work at UPS, you know, 40 hours a week to make the $1,000 or whatever they make in those 2 weeks or however much it is, and I'm able to do that while we are playing golf. Okay. I actually made $2,500 while we were skiing during December one time. Literally jumped into the mountain, got service, got the notification, came down and landing and checked my phone, and I had made $2,500 while I was skiing. So that was super cool. Okay. So this last one here, this is going to be the most, this one right here is the most critical. Mastery and self-confidence. So we need to speak to mastering oneself or mastering the skill of lead generation. Okay. And getting people to actually want to buy and become a lead into our business, right? So self-mastery, you can think, I like to think of, well, like I think of leads in sales and stuff a lot like jiu-jitsu and martial arts as something that you always learn, and the more you learn it, the better you get, until the point where people are like, holy shit, dude, you're so good, you're so far ahead of me, there's no way I can get there. And how cool would that be, where you are generating so much income and sales and leads, and your business is blown up, and you're traveling across the world, or you're doing the things that you want to be doing, and then your friends are finally like, dude, how are you doing this? And you can sit there confidently and say, I built the right skills to become a master to do this. And that's definitely possible, especially with this outline and this framework that I'm giving you right now. Because now what you have to do after this, as all of us have to do, is make videos practicing this, practicing talking about one of these triggers at a time over and over and over again in your videos until you start getting comments, leads, and sales. Okay. Um, you're going to need to dive deeper into this copywriter's playbook. So it's in the link down below. Go and get it. Okay. Because that was module 7 of like 10. Okay. This is what the page is going to look like. It's one of the first links in the description down below. We're doing the 100K view challenge. Okay. We got the Facebook group open now. This is going to be launched on the 26th of September. And in here, I'm actually going to show you how I'm able to generate hundreds of thousands of eyeballs into my YouTube channel in the last 30 days, right? So I'm going to show you how to get to your first 100K. The last 90 days, I've only been really consistent with my YouTube channel for starting right about here in July. It's like July 9th when I actually start making videos. So in less than 90 days, we've already reached 500,000 people on this channel right now. Okay. So I'm going to show you all those techniques and how to get videos that get 28,000 plus views off of one video. Okay, my friend. So go ahead and get inside the free Facebook group right now. That it should be down in the comments. I'll make sure it's down there, and buy the copywriter's playbook, because that is the skills that we all have to master and get in touch with to produce more leads and sales in our business. Okay. All right. I love you, my friend. Subscribe. If you're not, share the video so other people, so we can reach more people. Peace. Love you.